Hello there, I'm Scotty. You're not welcome back to Dis-Cember. I turned the sound up, I know I did. The final sequel, it's not a good one. I thought it could be because it starts out fine. It starts out with a plot point, what we need to do, we need to get done. Okay. And halfway through, it's like, no, we're doing this now, and this wants to happen. And then with 30 minutes left of the movie, we're doing this now, and this is happening. What? And it also has one of the worst cliches you can have. My biggest pet peeves with movies, where they say, we need to do this to get to this place, and then this will fix it. And then are stopped before they can get to it, and then never go back to what the plan was supposed to be. It ends up being a different way that things are solved. Why present a solution if you're not going to use that solution and instead go with something else entirely? So what's the story here? Well, Ralph messes around too much and accidentally causes the wheel on Vanellope's game Sugar Rush to break in the real world in the arcade. And the arcade manager guy can't afford it, so Ralph and Vanellope jump into the internet to go to eBay to buy a new one. And they do, but they don't have the money. So they have to go further into the internet and make money using internet memes and stuff, which, yeah, you wouldn't make it that fast, but they do because it's a movie. So I mentioned the runtime for this, 112 minutes, 1 hour, 52 minutes. I think it runs too long. Because, and I'm starting to notice this with movies, there are times in movies where it's just not necessary to have some stuff in. There's a point in the film that they have the wheel bought. He says, I got all the money. I can afford the wheel. He calls her. And this is when she decides, no, I want to stay here on the internet in this new racing game, despite the fact that her whole thing in the first film was that she wanted to belong in Sugar Rush. Now they've completely changed it for a sequel, and that's another thing. In order to have a sequel, have to change something so the sequel can exist. I hate that too. They could have simply, they presented us with a straightforward plot. They have to go on the internet to go get the wheel off eBay. And then they do that, they don't have enough money. So now they have to earn money. So they do that. And like I said, they get that, they get the money, they get everything, and then Vanellope says, no, I want to stay here. But she doesn't say it directly to Ralph. She says it to Gal Gadot's character in this movie, Shank. That's a name. Well, Ralph is on mute. How convenient that he happens to be on mute and can't say anything or speak up. Yeah, and overhears them. So this is the new thing. She wants to stay there and he's going to have to deal with it. Nope, he's going to go into the dark web and get a computer virus. What? Yes, but not a big, terrible computer virus. Psst. They are all terrible computer viruses. It's something that, can go through and do anything. It feeds on insecurities. So, of course, it latches onto her glitch and starts to glitch out the game that they're in. And, of course, the game doesn't get closed enough, so it breaks out and then latches onto Ralph's insecurities after he and Vanellope argue when she finds out he did this. And then we create an army of Ralph viruses. Yes, who turned into a giant amalgamated Ralph. Yep, Ralphzilla. So now there's this plot where we have to get to the antivirus section. That's all we need to do. And here we go. We're doing it. We're almost there. We're almost there. Nope. Got him. Threw him down. Forget about antivirus now. We're fighting Ralphzilla. But what about... Nope. Don't need to go there. Nope. I know we just told you we need to go there. But we don't need to worry about that now. Because we're going to fight Ralphzilla. And we're going to talk about our insecurities and our feelings. What? Yeah, that's how Ralph defeats this thing. He talks it out and accepts that Vanellope wants to stay there. And I was hoping it wasn't going to end this way, because it undermines the entire first movie when she wanted a place to belong in the first movie, because she didn't belong. Well, she did, but she was erased, and she wanted to belong back in the game that she's supposed to be in. The whole first movie is now pointless because now she wants to be in the internet world. Then what was the point of anything she does in the first movie? Huh? And the big middle finger, at least for me. So at one point, Vanellope, because Disney likes to suck their own Coco Jumbo, she's sent to ohmydisney.com, where she meets all the Disney princesses, most of them played by the original voice actresses, except for, was it Snow White, Cinderella, and one more. Although Jennifer Hale does do Cinderella, and she did do the voice for in the sequels. So, and she talks to them, and at the end of the movie, after Ralph faces his insecurities, all of the Ralph viruses disappear, and he starts to fall to his death. And here, this would be fine if the princesses just saved him. But they had to have them say, oh look, a big strong man needs our help. Let's do what we always do. Fuck you. Just no. Okay? I'm not going to pretend like that's not a cliche in Disney movies where the Disney princess saves a man. Sure. Ariel saves Prince Eric. Yeah. Ariel saves Prince Eric. Pocahontas saves John Smith. Sure, but not every Disney princess movie does that. The prince in Sleeping Beauty, he fought a dragon to save Aurora. Forgot her name. The Beast sacrificed himself fighting Gaston. The prince in Snow White kissed Snow White to wake him up. To wake her up, excuse me. You know, not all princes are useless. This is the most bullshit female empowerment line that just... like I said, if they just saved him, it would have been fine. They did not need to throw out that stupid line. Okay? Just, come on. Because I've watched a lot, if not all, of the classic Disney princess movies. I have a sister and a mom, by the way. You know, I should say. I had a sister and mom, you know. I grew up with all that stuff. Not once, even when the princesses saved the men, are they gloating about it. Oh, look, I am a woman and I saved you because look at how I am. No. Because that's not what Disney princesses are. They're not gloating. They're not gloating. That's what the men are for. The princess and everything and Gaston. They don't gloat, because that's not what the princesses are all about. The princesses have always been about showing a positive role model for little girls. But what you're doing with this one line is telling these little girls women are better than men. That's what that one line is. Or the two lines together. But that is basically what you're saying, is women are better than men. And that is not true. And no, I'm not saying men are better than women. We are equal. That's what you should be teaching your children, boy or girl. Men and women are equal. Disney is not in the right in doing this and saying women are better than men. With that line, that's what they're saying. It should always be equal. But by saying, oh look, a big strong man is in trouble, let's do what we always do. There's also this, I don't even call it a subplot. It's a little thing at the beginning where, because Sugar Rush is shut down, they had to find a place for everyone that's in the game. So Fix-It Felix and Jane Lynch's character from the first film, both critically underused by the way, adopt these 12 candy children. And then they do nothing with it. They're like, oh no, what are we going to do? He's like, it's going to be hard to take care of these children. And then we just follow Ralph and Vanellope. By the way, why the fuck aren't Felix and Jane Lynch going with them? I know they gotta watch the kids. Maybe that's why they did that. Only thing I can think of is to justify why they aren't going into the internet with them. Because the four of them could get shit done. And that, again, is why you can't. There are several points in this film where I think, okay, this should be it. Like, he finds, we have the money. Let's do it. I'm like, okay, we're almost done. No, we're not. And then, at one point, I checked the time, and we had 30 minutes left. And that's just about when they had their argument. No, that's when he decided he had to go get the virus. When he hears this whole sentence, I'm like, how much is left of this? A half hour? Really? And then he said, I'm going to, like, what is left? They have the money. Just go. I need to get a virus. What? What? Okay, it's just anything. They're out. Okay, they're back in the main thing now. Good. Can we end this? No, they're arguing. Now they're going a separate way. Now what? The virus gets out. Okay. Now we have a Ralphzilla. Okay. And the movie's ending. She stays in the internet on this other racing game, and Ralph just goes back. And he communicates to her back and forth about everything that's happening. One thing that made me laugh is I made burnt pie. Burnt pie, what's that? Well, it's very simple. You just leave it in the oven too long. That made me laugh. Burnt pie. It's something I can make. That's why I store-buy my pies. Already cooked. Already baked. Because I don't think I could do that. It's just, no. This is not what I thought a Wreck-It Ralph sequel would be. You still have some of the stuff from the video games. It's all at the beginning. And a little bit at the end. You don't really get any kind of commentary on video games. The commentary is all on the internet. And it's all wrong. Because the whole thing here is about making viral videos. But the fact that they had to speed up how much money they made to fit the plot isn't commenting on anything, because you can't make shit on the internet when it comes to money. And it starts out that way when they say, oh, you have these million hearts. Well, that's more than enough. Oh, that only goes out to $43. What? I'm like, okay, yeah, that's perfect. And then, at that point, it's like, oh, you have enough now. You have over $30,000. And I'm like, that was way too quick. This felt like we need to get him they need to have the money pretty quick, but not quick enough, not right away. So, Also, and this might have been too quick, but if they are going through the arcade guy's internet, then wouldn't it stand? And if they're bidding, they have to have an account to bid in the first place. So if they're bidding, they should be connected to his account. Therefore, that money amount would go back to him and he would have to pay. Again, though, that would be too quick and easy. And at the beginning of the movie, he looked at the price. By the way, he looked at the price as if it was a buy it now on eBay price. And then when Wreck-It Ralph and Vanellope get in there, it's a bid. Make up your mind. I use eBay all the time. I know there's a difference. What he looked at was a buy it now price. But then they were bidding. And I know sometimes you can do either or. I know that. I've seen that. You can pay one price or you can bid and try to do, maybe it'll be lower than the price that they have listed to buy it, Sometimes they have more than one and you can bid on one or you could buy it now, I always do the buy it now because bidding, I like to just go put it in my cart. And if someone buys it, then I can put another one in. Because if I bid, I'm not going to always have the money on hand right away. And I'm not going to be, okay, I have money now, let me bid. Because it's like, I don't always know right away what I want to get. So I really liked the first one. And unfortunately, I can't recommend this one. I'm going to say it's not worth your time. I'll say it is better than the Extremely Goofy movie, but not by much. I feel like there was more they could do. I hate it when movies feel like they're just stretching out time to stretch out time. Because we got the money, we can go. No, I want to stay here. Okay, well then separate. That's the biggest thing. What the hell is the point of buying the steering wheel now? They got all the money for the steering wheel, so she can go back and be in the game again. She wants to stay, and they just go separate ways now at the end. And I'm like, but what's the point of him saving the game now? He saved it. It's fixed. I bet you the guy in charge of the arcade is going to wonder where the hell it came from. But it's fixed. But what was the point? It was supposed to fix it for her. And now she's gone. So... But also in the first one, we are told that if a video game character is missing, the game stops. And so if the game stops, then the game's going to be shut down. Vanellope was told in the first film that she was an original character that was glitched out by King Candy, Turbo. Now she's back in the game. She's been reformatted into the game, and she just left. So now there's an empty slot. One of the characters from the game is missing. Wouldn't that mean that the game would be shut down completely? Because it can't operate without one of its characters, right? That was the whole thing with Wreck-It Ralph. He left, and Felix fixed it. Felix couldn't do it himself. And they were going to shut it down because he couldn't play it. I'm sure this is a racing game. You don't need every character, but someone's going to show up and go, hey, what happened to Vanellope? I like playing as her. There's plot holes in this, man. It's not worth your time. It's just not. This is not. I know that these last two movies are going to be better. I've seen them both. Tomorrow we'll go back one last time to Hollywood Pictures for Turner und Hooch. Yes. I mean, I had to hook up my Xbox One so I can watch it on there. Anyway, what are your thoughts on Turner? No. What are your thoughts on Ralph Breaks the Internet? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.